All right, we are continuing in the Tafsir of Surat Al-An'am. Al-An'am, which are the livestock, camels, cows, sheep, and goats. Surat Al-An'am. The talk about that is coming soon, insha'Allah ta'ala. As for now, we're continuing from ayat 93, where Allah ta'ala says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ومن أظلم ممن افترى على الله كذبا. And who is more unjust than someone who fabricated a lie on God? أو قال أوحي إلي ولم يوحى إليه شيء. Or who is more unjust than who said, revelation was given to me, though nothing was revealed to him? ومن قال سأنزل مثل ما أنزل الله. And who is more unjust than anyone who said, I shall reveal similar to what Allah has revealed? So, who is more at fault than anyone who said, I shall reveal similar to what Allah has revealed? Meaning, I shall say and dictate similar to what Allah revealed. Who is that? That may be Abdullah ibn Sa'd ibn Abi Sarh. The Prophet ﷺ dictated to him verses 12 through 14 of Surat al-Mu'minun. He was a scribe. At that, he happened to say, when he heard what the Prophet ﷺ was dictating to him, he said, Tabarakallahu ahsanul khaliqeen. So the Prophet ﷺ said, write that, for surely that is how it was revealed. Yani, yes, this actually is the continuation of the ayah. Write that like what you said. So then the man doubted, and he said, if Muhammad is truthful, then revelation has come to me as it has come to him. And if he is lying, then I have said like what he said. So he committed apostasy and he went to Mecca. SubhanAllah, look what Allah willed for him. This may also be in reference to An-Nadr ibn al-Harith, who made some silly lines of rhymed prose, as if to oppose the Quran by them. That's something that some people did who claimed to be prophets after Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What did they do? They would say some things that rhyme, like they're trying to imitate the Quran. But it comes out silly. There's no way to imitate the Quran. Like they would say, Al-fil lahu anfun tawil. What does that mean? The elephant, it has a long nose. So there's nothing lofty here. And also other things like that. Once I talked to a person. He was, I believe, a Hindu. He said, I can make something like the Quran. I told him, don't even try. So he said, no, I can do it. So what he did, he took Surat al-Kafirun. You know how simple the words are revealed in Surat al-Kafirun. So he just would take out one word and put some other word there. قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الْكَافِرُونَ لَا أَعْبُدُ مَا تَعْبُدُونَ. That's the right way. So he said, قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الْمُنَافِقُونَ لَا أَشْرَبُ مَا تَشْرَبُونَ. Says, oh hypocrites, I don't drink what you drink. I told him, that's so stupid. You cannot make something similar to the Quran. That's blasphemy to even try. وَلَوْ تَرَى إِذِ الظَّالِمُونَ فِي غَمَرَاتِ الْمَوْتِ وَالْمَلَائِكَةُ باسطوا أيديهم أخرجوا أنفسكم. And you would have seen something shocking, O Muhammad, had you seen when the unjust are in the throes of death, and the angels extend their hands, saying, Akhriju anfusakum, expel your souls. Yani, the angels would extend their hands to them. The angel of death, he pulls the soul out, saying, give up your souls, release them from your bodies to us. This is an expression of the intensity of their withdrawing the souls without any delay or procrastination or neglect. And you already know, we're using plural here, saying the angels. So you know, the one who pulls out the soul is the angel of death. But he has assistants, the angels of mercy and the angels of torture. They don't pull the soul they don't pull it out of the body. They take the soul out of the hand of the angel of death immediately. As soon as the angel of death has extracted the soul from the body, then the angels of mercy or the angels of torture will instantly take the soul from his hand. Whichever party that one is deserving of their taking his soul. The aforementioned Jews and false prophets are the unjust ones meant here, or the unjust in general. And so those Jews and false prophets are still included there. Aforementioned Jews, yani those who are mentioned in this surah previously. Like who, to remind you, it was reported that a group of Jews, amongst whom was Malik ibn Saif, were arguing with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam about the Quran. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to him, do you find in the Torah that God makes the fat rabbi despicable? He said, yes. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told him, you are the fat rabbi. So he got offended. And then he said, Allah did not reveal anything to anyone. So he committed blasphemy because he got offended by what the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wassalam. And then there's verses here revealed about that. And as for the false prophets, they are mentioned here. وَمَنْ أَظْلَمُ مِمَّنِ افْتَرَى عَلَى اللَّهِ كَذِبًا. Who is more unjust than someone who fabricated a lie on God? أو قال أوحي إلي ولم يوحى إليه شيء, or who said revelation was given to me though nothing was revealed to him. ومن قال سأنزل مثل ما أنزل الله, or who said I shall reveal similar to what Allah revealed. ولو ترى إذ الظالمون في غمرات الموت, and you would have seen something shocking had you seen when the unjust are in the throes of death. وَالْمَلَائِكَةُ بَاسِطُوا أَيْدِيهِمْ, and the angels extend their hands, saying, أَخْرِجُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ, expel your souls. Yes, here's a great spot also, one amongst other spots in the Quran where the citation is implied. The citation is implied. The intended meaning here is Yakulun, they say, but it doesn't say they say. وَالْمَلَائِكَةُ بَاسِطُوا أَيْدِيهِمْ أَخْرِجُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ, and the angels extend their hands, expel your souls. So there's something implied there. They extend their hands, saying, so the citation is implied. اليوم تجزون عذاب الهون بما كنتم تقولون على الله غير الحق. Today you shall be penalized with the humiliating torture for what you used to say about Allah unrightfully, by claiming prophethood and by claiming to give revelation. And today means the time of your death and the severe torture of the soul being withdrawn from the body. Al-yawm, today, yani today is the time of death and the severe torture, the time of the severe torture being withdrawn from the body. Because the angel will rip that soul out of the kafir's body. As for the believer, he will slide it out because it still hurts though. Either way, it's going to hurt when the angel is pulling the soul out. So for the believer, he pulls it easy to make it easy for him. But for the other one, he will just snatch it out. And those angels are very strong. اليوم تجزون عذاب الهون بما كنتم تقولون على الله غير الحق. Today, the time of death and the time of the severe torture of the soul being withdrawn from the body, you shall be penalized with the humiliating torture for what you used to say about Allah unrightfully. وَكُنْتُمْ عَنْ آيَاتِهِ تَسْتَكْبِرُونَ. And you were, concerning his signs, arrogant. Too arrogant to believe. وَلَقَدْ جِئْتُمُونَا فُرَادَى كَمَا خَلَقْنَاكُمْ أَوَّلَ مَرَّةٍ. And it is said to them when they are resurrected. So when they come back to life. That's the afterlife. So not now in this life. After the angel pulls the soul out, then there's still the time of the barzakh. That's the time during this life while the soul is being enjoying or being punished. But this world is still going on. So people are still living on earth. It's not judgment day yet. The souls of those who died will be enjoying or punished during that time. So then later, yani, when Allah destroys this earth, when the angel blows the horn and the earth and heavens shatter into pieces, and then after that, when Allah makes the earth come back together, and the angel blows his horn a second time, and the people come out of their graves. Here, لَقَدْ جِئْتُمُونَا فُرَادَى كَمَا خَلَقْنَاكُمْ أَوَّلَ مَرَّةٍ. It is said to them, we swear, you have indeed come to us alone, just as we have created you the first time, barefoot, naked, and uncircumcised. Meaning, when the people come back to life, they emerge from their graves, uh, firstly, whatever age they died, and then naked. And of course, then barefoot and uncircumcised, meaning anything that they lost from their bodies will be restored. Will be restored. So, to the extent that even the cut foreskin will be restored. This which the human was created with, that is. The meaning here, this which the human was created with. And so if he lost a hand, for example, on resurrection day, he will come back with his hand. He will have his hand back again. SubhanAllah. And like that, what I wonder is how that hand is. Comes back like how he lost it? For example, what if he lost his hand when he was 15, then he died when he was 90? How that hand comes back? Like 15-year-old hand? I don't know. But it will come back. وَتَرَكْتُم مَّا خَوَّلْنَاكُمْ وَرَاءَ ظُهُورِكُمْ. And you have unwillingly left what we have gave you, or what we gave you. You have unwillingly left what we gave you as a possession behind your backs in the earthly life. You have left what we gave you behind your backs. Yani, you'll come back to life with nothing, having nothing. What did you have in this dunya? House, car, land, money. You'll come back, Yawm al-Qiyamah, with nothing. Just your naked self coming out of your grave. وَمَا نَرَى مَعَكُمْ شُفَعَاءَكُمُ الَّذِينَ زَعَمْتُمْ. الذين زعمتم أنهم فيكم شركاء. So then, Yani, we ask Allah for the honor of being amongst those who are clothed on that day, while all the rest of the people are naked. Ameen. Because that's the case. There will be people on Judgment Day, and you're going to come out like what we just told, what we just said. You're going to come out of your grave like that. But then, if Allah honors you, you will be clothed and fed and given rides, so you don't have to stand. وما نرى معكم شفعاءكم الذين زعمتم أنهم فيكم شركاء. And we do not see with you your intercessors, meaning your idols. That your intercessors that you have claimed are associates of God for you. Where are your intercessors now, you pagans? لقد تقطع بينكم وَلَقَدْ تَقَطَّعَ بَيْنَكُمْ وَضَلَّ عَنْكُمْ مَا كُنْتُمْ تَزْعُمُونَ. The ties between you have been cut, and vanished from you has what you used to claim were your intercessors with God. لَقَدْ تَقَطَّعَ بَيْنَكُمْ. The ties between you have been cut, your union has been disbanded. Yani, whatever unions you had, whatever friendships you had, whatever connections you had, on Judgment Day, for someone who's a kafir, all of that is nothing. Won't have anything. And he won't even care about those people. No friend of his that no friend that he had in the dunya will he care about. No family member of his will he care about on that day. SubhanAllah. I just remembered now a story about a man. It was said he had a daughter. He loved his daughter very much, and he spoiled her. You know what that means? Like, he just give her whatever she wants. And so she lived very comfortably. And once this daughter of his heard someone talking about hell. She never heard about it. It frightened her. So she went to her father. She said, "Is it true that Allah created a great fire?" He said, "Yes, it is true." She said, "Why did you never tell me about this?" Then she became a pious woman. SubhanAllah. Now I just remember. Inna Allah faliqul habbi wan nawa. Surely Allah is cleaver of the seed and of the pit. According to Mujahid, the student of Ibn Abbas, what is intended is the slit that exists in the date pit and the wheat grain. You see the seed. You would notice a notch in there. This is what refers to. Allah created that notch in there. يخرج الحي من الميت ومخرج الميت من الحي. He produces the living, like the human and the bird, from the dead, zygote and egg. وَمُخْرِجُ الْمَيِّتِ مِنَ الْحَيِّ. And he is the producer of the dead, zygote and the dead egg, from the living human and the living bird. ذَلِكُمُ اللَّهُ فَأَنَّى تُؤْفَكُونَ. That cleaver and producer is Allah. So how were you turned from faith after such evidence? Yani, let's back up here. Inna Allah faliqul habbi wan nawa. Surely Allah is cleaver of the seed and of the pit. He is the one who creates the notch in those seeds. Yukhrijul hayya min al mayt. He produces the living from the dead. And he brings out, yukhrij, he brings out, produces here means brings out. He brings out the living from the dead. The living like what? Like the human, the live human, and the live bird. He brings out the hayy, the living, the alive, that which is alive, min al-mayyit, from the dead. What dead thing did the human come from? Came from the zygote. The zygote is the mixture of the male and female seminal fluid. If we say female has semen, which I'm going to say that. So the male and female seminal fluid mix, they fuse together. They bond. This this right here, and then this thing that bonded together, it sticks to the wall of the womb. That's the zygote. It's not alive yet. And the seminal fluid is not alive also. We don't say that the sperm is alive. It's not alive. And the egg, yani the living bird comes from what dead thing? From the dead, yani lifeless, the lifeless egg. وَمُخْرِجُ الْمَيِّتِ مِنَ الْحَيِّ. And he is the producer, yani the one who brings out the dead from the living. He brings out the dead zygote and the dead egg, yani lifeless zygote and the lifeless egg, from the living human and the living bird. So he brings the dead from the living and he brings the living from the dead. Dhalikumullah, that cleaver of the pit, and that one who brings the dead from the living and the living from the dead is Allah. فَأَنَّا تُؤْفَكُونَ. So how are you turned from faith after such evidence? And here, yukhrij, that's a verb, so it's translated as a verb. He produces or he brings out. Wa mukhrij, that's an adjective. He is producer, the one who brings something out. So that's why it's translated that like that. He produces the living from the dead and is producer of the dead from the living. But subhanallah, the Quran is in Arabic. This is very far from as far as how beautiful, nice, and meaningful and sound and everything, far from how the Arabic is. This is just an attempt to make you understand the meaning. فالق الإصباح فالق الإصباح وجعل الليل سكنا والشمس والقمر حسبانا ذلك تقدير العزيز العليم. He is the creator of the breaking of dawn, the dawn which is the first daylight appearing from the darkness of night. He is the creator of that. So, very literally, فالق الإصباح, the splitter of the dawn or the breaker of the dawn. So, how are you going to put that in English? So we just put it here as creator of the breaking of dawn. وَجَعَلَ اللَّيْلَ سَكَنًا, and he made the night a settlement from exhaustion for the creations. Yes, yani, just like he made the daytime for livelihood. وَالشَّمْسَ وَالْقَمَرَ حُسْبَانًا, and he made the sun and the moon for calculation of time. ذَلِكَ تَقْدِيرُ الْعَزِيزِ الْعَلِيمِ. That is the predestining of Al-Aziz Al-Alim, the undefeated, the all-knowing, the undefeated one who subjugated the sun and the moon, and the knower of their management and of their orbits. That sun and moon being timers, that's a very clear evidence for the existence of Allah, because order is not random. Order does not occur randomly. Order does not occur randomly. So what does that mean? It means if you found something happening on time all the time, but let's say, for example, every day you found a gift on your doorstep. Every day, every day, every day. You found a gift on your doorstep. Would you think no one put it there? For sure, you're going to think someone put it there. Or, for example, let's say you had a blind man. This blind man, you put a blindfold over his eyes tightly. Now you have a blind man with a tight blindfold. And you spin him around. Spin him around until he's so dizzy. Now he's dizzy blind man with a tight blindfold. Give him a dart and tell him to throw the dart at the bullseye. Do you suppose he will hit the bullseye? What if he did? What if the blind man with the tight blindfold and he's dizzy from being spun around hit the bullseye? What would you say? You might say, he must be able to see. How could it be? The chances are so slim that I just can't believe it. But if you were a stubborn atheist, you might say, no, it's possible. That one very slim chance, it just happened right now. So what if you hit the back of the first dart that hit the bullseye with another dart? What if he hit the back of the first dart with another dart? Blind man with blindfold, the dizzy blind man with blindfold, he hit the back of the first dart with the second dart. If that were to happen, even the atheist would say, there's no way. You must be able to see. Won't accept. What's the meaning of this example here? The meaning of this example is that order is not random. When we found this sun rising and setting on time every single day without fail, and the moon also in its orbit without fail, then we knew for sure that there's a creator, because it's not going to be random in such a way that we can now count our months and count our years, count the days, count the weeks, count the months, count the years by the sun and the moon. And then it resets. Then it's going to be a new year. It is not possible that this would be happening without management. You say to someone who believes in a big bang, tell him, don't be silly. How did you get order out of an explosion? Can you blow something up and let the remaining, the results be, for example, an oasis? Can you go somewhere, set off a bomb, and when the smoke clears, there's palm trees and ponds and fresh air? Or set off a bomb, then there's going to be, after that, buildings that weren't there before, intact, new buildings? So there is for sure a creator who created all of these things. Dhalikumullah. That is Allah. وهو الذي جعل لكم النجوم لتهتدوا بها في ظلمات البر والبحر. And he it is who made for you the stars, so that you may be guided by them in the darknesses of land and sea. Meaning that he created stars by which the people are guided in the night, whether in the land or at sea. And he's continuing the same meaning here. He creates the day, and he creates the night, and he created the sun and the moon, and he made them timers, and he created the stars, and he made them beacons, so that we would be guided by them. قَدْ فَصَّلْنَا الْآيَاتِ لِقَوْمٍ يَعْلَمُونَ. We have clarified the signs of our power and oneness for a folk who know, for a folk who reflect. We have clarified the signs of our power according to Jalalain. We have clarified the signs of our oneness according to An-Nasafi, for a folk who know, for a folk who reflect according to Jalalain. Otherwise, then all of that, this sun on time, this moon on time, these stars in their expected places, all of that order without a person recalling that it has a creator. So sad. The thought of it makes me sad. I remember as a non-Muslim too. Anyone who was not Muslim before, what it was like seeing the world like that. Nothing that you see reminds you about your creator. Although everything that exists is a proof for the existence of the creator. After that, you become a Muslim, and all you just see some dust blowing in the breeze. You say, Subhanallah, look at that dust blowing there. Just you see a bird uh, hopping off of a branch to fly away. You say, oh, Subhanallah, look how that bird hopped off the branch. Then everything will remind you about Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. وهو الذي أنشأكم من نفس واحدة. And he it is who created you from one individual. Who's that one individual? Adam alayhi salatu wassalam. فَمُسْتَقَرٌّ وَمُسْتَوْدَعٌ. Then there is an abode and a depot. An abode is a place for settling, and a depot is a place for storage. He it is who created you from one individual, then there is an abode and a depot. That abode, what is it? It may be the womb. So that's where the fetus is residing. Or that abode might be the earth, where the humans are residing. And then what is the depot? Then the depot could be the spine, because that is where the man's seminal fluid is collected. And or that depot might be the grave. So there's فَمُسْتَقَرٌّ وَمُسْتَوْدَعٌ. Allah is the one who created you from one individual. Then there is a mustaqar, an abode, yani a place to dwell. وَمُسْتَوْدَعٌ, and a depot, yani a place for storage. So if the abode is the womb, then the depot is the spine, because the womb is where the man's fluid is deposited, and it will settle there. And so the depot is where it was until it slid from the man's spine and was deposited into the womb. And if the abode is the earth, then the depot is the grave. According to all of that, the meaning is Allah created you from one self, which is Adam. Then for you there is an abode for the fetus in the woman's womb, and a depot for the seminal fluid in the man's spine. Or, like I already told you, then there is an abode for you upon the face of the earth, and a depot for your dead bodies, which is the grave beneath the surface. قد فصلنا الآيات لقوم يفقهون. We have clarified the signs for a folk who comprehend. For a folk who comprehend what is said to them. صدق الله العظيم.